Be a cohesive agent for the transformation of global governance? Well, this is the question that South Africa posed at the recent BRICS 12th Academic Forum hosted by Russia. But to tell us more, we joined on Skype by Professor Siphamandla Zondi, who is the chairperson of the South African BRICS think tank. Professor, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning and good morning to the viewers.
Professor, let's get to the bolts and the nuts of what the BRICS 12th Academic Forum is and what it means to the ordinary man on the street.
Yes, the BRICS as a global platform travels on a number of tracks. It has the leaders meeting, it has the ministers meeting, it has the meetings of the senior officials that draft positions and declarations, agreements, and so on. And it has forms that are outside the mental track. The first, you have the business council or business people meet, universities meet, and various others, what we call academic forums, where academics meet in order to share with BRICS leaders outcomes of research, sport areas, economic partnership to health and education, revolution and technological innovations, and security, and so on. So it gets together. Each of the 5 member states provide a delegation of about 6 academics each, and they get together, discuss issues, and choose a declaration. These are the issues we have observed. This is what wise BRICS and this must what strengthen. This is what it must attend to. Issues that are coming up. For example, the Development Bank came from the academic forum. The idea that BRICS establish a bank. The idea that establish a vaccine center from the forum. Unfortunately, the leaders of BRICS receptive to sound evidence-based advice.
Now, Professor, one of the most important tasks of the BRICS academic community is perhaps monitoring progress achieved by the 5 countries on the issues of common concern. What are those issues and what is your assessment so far?
Yes, the BRICS has a long-term policy agenda, and that covers the themes I mentioned earlier, building up inclusive economic growth, transformation of global governance, increasing in health, area of education, area of social security, increasing cooperation in the area of fighting crime and corruption, in the area of strengthening security, generally cooperation, those areas. Our sense is that the BRICS have been hard at work for the past decade and a half in advancing cooperation among themselves in this area. There are areas where the cooperation is stronger than others. For example, in the area of trade and investment, cooperation is quite strong. In the area of security, cooperation is quite strong. Cooperation in the areas of science and research is quite strong. A lot of work happening here, a lot of money invested in the area of development finance, financing infrastructure and all that. Cooperation is strong. There are areas where cooperation still needs to pick up a lot more, such as in these new areas of digitization, in areas of cross-border crime, especially commercial crime, and others. So we keep advising, strengthen here, and we think that the BRICS could have a stronger voice on reform of institutions of global governance, since COVID-19 presents for us an opportunity to design a new world order, one that includes everybody, and not the one that was designed to be driven by countries of the West for their interest mainly.
Now, Professor, just before I let you go, we're out of time, unfortunately. As chairperson of the South African BRICS think tank, what stood out for you, and how do we apply that in the South African context? I mean, and also in the context of this year's theme, which was Partnership for Global Stability, Common Security and Innovation Growth.
The two things. One, quickly, to continue to refine ideas about how do we better cooperate in a way that responds to issues that affect the people, rather than just really big issues. But how do we make a big difference in society? And that is what South Africa must take out of it and make sure that its National Development Commission, the National Planning Commission, helps it to design ways of implementing its policies in a manner that makes qualitative difference in the lives of ordinary people on the ground.
All right, Professor, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your insights with us this morning. We appreciate your time. All right, that was Professor Siphamandla Zondi, who is the chairperson of the South African BRICS think tank, speaking to us about the BRICS 12th Academic Forum. South Africa shared the topic, can BRICS be a cohesive agent for the transformation of global governance?